Owens Valley trip, yeah. The trip starts right now.
Okay.
The trip is when you're there, you say, oh, I'm going to Owens Valley trip. No, a trip starts today when we start talking about it and planning the trip. That's the most important parts of the trip to make the trip enjoyable, easy, and fun. The first parts of the trip, you have to prepare your equipment and yourself. The equipment, a glider, any glider is good for the Owens. Where people said, oh, low performance, high performance, anything on this fly, but you fly here and able to survive here is perfectly good up there. So before you go, be good on it. You know where is your trim position on the glider. You know your ribs not bended, the tips not cracked, and that's it. Otherwise, take a down tube with you, 1 or 2, and a tip wand. A tip wand, the best thing to do, tape it to the crossbar, and it's with you all the time. Because those things, they crack anytime, whether you're up there or whatever. So that's for the glider. If you want to do the adjustment, make a ribs symmetrical just at home, lay down on the floor, make them same, and that's it. You're ready to go. Another thing for yourself, what you bring with you and how you dress. That's what you bring with you food-wise, don't make any big changes on your food. Bring whatever you usually eat. Don't bring extra things because you're not gonna feel good. What I do, I eat breakfast and I just eat something like salami and bread and some bell pepper and I'm good. Don't drink too much water in the morning. Drink early, if you want to drink early in the morning, what your body used to. Don't overdo. Oh, we're gonna fly 5-6 hours and I'm gonna be thirsty. You don't. You're busy. You're not gonna be thirsty. Bring everything what you need. The best thing what you can do with yourself, we're gonna need to dress up warm. Bring layers. Usually I bring 2 or 3 long t-shirt and a light jacket and the flying things what you got, the sleeves, bring those and that's it. Now before you go, the best thing is hook into the harness and hang yourself and feel the harness, how comfortable it is, no pressure points on you, and how warm is the thing. On the launch you're gonna be hot. It's very strong sun up there and you heat up, but once you launch in the air, suddenly just cool down, everything get cold. Always on 13,000 feet is a freezing temperature, so count on it. 13,000 feet is not a high altitude. Once you are under the peaks. So you're launching 9,000, and from there you just climb a little bit and you are 13,000 feet. So this time you need some protection there. It's a good deal if you bring a baklava for your face and something covered your neck. A baklava is covering it, but something covering your neck so the air not coming into your harness. Your body temperature starts cooling down, and you're sure you have to go pee. As normal. So keep your body warm. Next one, if you have oxygen system, bring it, put it home into the harness. Don't play on the takeoff there with it, marking around. You don't have time for it. So everything, harness, glider, have to be ready perfectly. The harder is to yourself, the harness parts, because you have so much clothes on you, oxygen, whatever, something to bring, put the camera back in the harness. Those are the most important parts and the hardest parts to put together, so you don't have to play up there. Have a chance if you bring a camel back, the hose next to your face and it's freeze up. If you stay high long enough, the tube is freeze up. So have a chance hide it somewhere in the harness, and when you need it, pull it out. This can be. All right. So, you guys know Kia? Everyone. Kia is up in the Everest. He just sent me a message. They're talking about the oxygen. You can read it. I don't see it because my eyes is there.
It says, tell everyone at the Owens briefing that he says if you need oxygen flying, you are a sissy. No oxygen needed until 23,000 feet.
Yeah, he just went up. Yeah, for him. He just went up 23 and they came back to the 17.5 for the base camp.
You know,
He's
done a lot of training.
Yes. The girl with him, what's her name? Jen? Jen is there. Yeah. So they're going to go up on tomorrow. I think they start hiking, and 21st they're going to be on the top. Minus 8 degrees and kind of. Anyway, that's his hobby. Okay, so your harness, helmet, if you lose your helmet on average flight here, put some liner in it. So keep the helmet, your head warm, because your head cooled down, you're going to feel cold. The brain is a control. Yeah. Yeah, baklava is good. So once your brain cooled down, you feel cold. That's a rule. All right. So traveling wise, I recommend everybody, before you fly, a previous day, go up to the landing zone area. Cover up the local landing zone, walk on it, look at it, put up streamers.
What is the local landing?
And the local, I tell you what, I have 2 or 3 of them. Number one, the closest one to the mountain is a postage stamp. Lone Pine Airport is another one. Oh. No, it's farther. Oh my, yeah.
You can be launching from 9,000. You can be hammered there.
Yeah, you can sink out.
I never got hammered. Yeah, but whatever.
So, postage stamp is the first one closest. The second one, there's a glass factory next to the 395. And after that's Diaz Lake. If you guys look at the map, I have a map here, you can look at it. Diaz Lake is the next one. This one is a better one, that's laminated too. This one we printed out long time ago, probably 30 years ago. And we give it to the people, and this was a standard map. Yeah, this is it. People bought it for $5, and we send it all the way to the US because the hang gliding and Owens was very popular. So everybody want to fly a world record. That was a dream. Everybody a world record. So they chased the world record, and nobody did. I did it. They did it twice. But first was in the 70s, 100-mile distance, and the second one was a 200-mile. A 300-mile, everybody tried to reach it, nobody did it. So Larry Tudor went to Hobbs, New Mexico, did a 300-mile, and after this, Owens really went down on the drain. Now here is the landing zones.
Owens did the record a couple of years ago, which just got broken again.
Yeah, yes.
Out in return.
Oh, who broke Owens?
This guy in Africa, right?
Yeah, on a ridge.
Like,
Okay, so here is the port system. Here, and Diaz Lake and Lone Pine Airport, that's the trio. Lone Pine Airport is a little bit farther, it's over 10 miles. So go up earlier. There are two reasons for it. Look at the landing zones. And the second one, if you can, you have time, go up to the launch. The launch is 9,000 feet. If you go up there, look around on the launch and keep going, driving up all the way to the Horseshoe Meadows themselves. It's 10,000 feet, and spend some time up there. Hang around 10,000 feet. just for the little acclimatization, just a little bit. Hike around. It was a beautiful place up on the Horseshoe Meadows. They have lakes there, nice trails. And just spend maybe an afternoon or late afternoon there and come down. I go in the afternoon probably around 6. Around 6 o'clock Thursday. No, I'm gonna be there about 6.
6 a.m. Thursday?
p.m. Thursday.
What side is it?
Thursday afternoon. It's on the Horseshoe Meadow Road. No, down in the next to the town.
You just
Yeah.
go up a little bit and then we see you.
Yeah, Tuttle Creek.
It's like on the way to
On the way-
Portal, you go left on the...
Yes.
Wait.
Go left on the Horseshoe Meadow Road.
Tuttle
No,
Creek?
Tuttle Creek.
So you're low. You're not.
No, we are 4,800 feet. So if you guys can do this Thursday, it can help. So Friday start flying. The flying time in the Owens, this time of the year probably not this early, but a lot of people in the main season launch around 9:30, 10 o'clock. And normal, most of the people start 9:30. Yeah. If somebody wanna go far,
I don't remember. I mean,
a normal flight is around 10:30, 11. That's the most common time to fly.
that's the start for a good flight?
Yeah, 10:30, 11. That's a normal. Yeah, we start later. The Aerotour, yeah, it was later. And you guys thought later too. But if somebody wanna go cross country, it's good to go in the main season. Right now, it's not the main season yet. It's the first weekend when they open the road. So probably at 10:30, 11 is a good flying. Don't wait too late on launch.
So early launch.
Yeah, 10:30 is good. So it depends on the days. Some days when is the wind coming from more easterly, almost you can fly any time. But when it's have a chance to blowing down, better you just do a morning and so sure you're able to launch, don't stock up in the launch. So normally people start mopping up around 9 o'clock because it takes about 45 minutes to get up to the top. So around 8:30, 9 o'clock on the way up. So eat something before this and get up to lunch. Now the lunch, why you have to be there this early? Because we are 9,000 feet. Okay, so go up to lunch, drive safe. On these days, on the higher altitude, have a chance, still a snow melting on the hillside. So you drive up, have a chance, a road is still ice on it. So it's a very switchback, back and forth and narrow. Be sure it's water, not ice, not black ice. And this time of the year. So go up to the top, take off the glider immediately if its condition is good. If you guys go up there, on the right, look down on the launch, on the right side have this little hill there, and rocks on it. Put up your streamer up there, and put up under the front of the launch, 2 streamers. The upper streamer is for if the wind blowing coming from the west, you can see you are in the rotor, because sometimes it's happening up there, it's coming this way, the wind coming, and here you look down and your streamer going up. So you are in the rotor, the sure. So when you're launching and observe the condition before you go, look down, look up a couple of times to be sure both streamer going up. Cycles, the same like here, a cycle's coming up certain time, maybe minute or 2. And when it's, I launch on this, I don't know, you guys can launch on whatever you choose. The same thing than here, I launch very similar than here. I launch, the cycles come, the gust coming up, and I don't launch into the gust or before the gust reaching me. A gust coming and slowing down, and have this short plateau. It's smooth. and it's dropping down the wind. This time I launched there. This will show the old ball, which is I'm gonna make a picture of it, but I'm not a good but I'm gonna make a picture of it. There's an old ball there. It's full with air. You can see the air coming up steady, not one side gusting and blowing, and another side, and you don't have much. When everything is evenly filled up with air, this is the time to launch. This is a safe launch. Okay, so you're dressed up, ready to go. Don't hesitate much. Don't try to be 100% sure I have to be perfect and holding up everybody and that. So another thing I have to bring out is 9,000 feet. And we are coming almost from the sea level, and we're setting up the gliders, and we forget something because there's not enough oxygen there. Set up the gliders slowly but steady. And if you feel like you're out of breath, just stop, sit down, do nothing. Just sit down for a minute, or go out to the launch and sit down there and go back and keep going with the setup. And the good idea if you guys checking each other glider before you're launching, and harness, leg loops on, everything ready to go. So check each other highs, the setup. I have to talk about a little bit of weird things, but I do it. Because we are 9,000 feet, it's something in the morning and the previous day, your intestines are blowing up. So, because you have much higher pressure inside than out. So as for 80% of people who go out there have to go. We used to have a porta potty up there, but there's nobody goes up there anymore, so we don't have. The place to go, it's when you put up the steamer behind it on the other side of on the right side. And please bury your toilet paper. Okay, everybody. I used to go up there, it's disgusting up there, but I have to tell you, just bury the paper. And so before you launch, if you want a couple of sips of water, it's fine. But don't drink too much water up there. If you have oxygen, turn on your oxygen on the low level, at 10,000, 11,000 level. And if you feel tired, sit down a little bit and go back and do your hooking and every kind of whatever. So there's no rush there, but steadily have to progress with it. That's the best way to prepare for launching. Now the launch, like I said, the cycle's coming up, not much different than here. It's very similar. 10:30 in the morning, the wind not too high, probably 5 to 8, gusting 10 maybe here and there. But you can choose your launch and go. On the go, after you take off, you have to go in one spot, but it's the thermalis. Not much chance on thermaling. It's a very short section on the right side from the launch, have a long ridge pointing out to the south. And on this side is the road there. Huh?
Saddle, where the saddle is.
Yes. So any thermal, what you got there, you have to catch it. Because we are so close to the ground, the thermal's not developed, just enough to zero or climb a little bit slowly. And once you get a little bit higher, a couple of 100 feet, the thermals kick in and you have to hang on and go. Okay, so I make a little picture here. This is the road on the right side, the high mountain here. Let's go up to 12.6 behind us. When you are on the launch behind you, they call a Vanoga Peak. And once you start flying and start to climb out, you see the peak behind you. Just drifting direction to the peak. And that's the way to heaven. All right, so there's a road up to the hill, and our launch is somewhere here. Ooh. launches here and have a spine which is going out this direction. North is this way. What happened with this thing? Already. Fancy. North is this way like this, and the launch is this direction. South is here, so we are not exactly in the south. Everybody thinking, oh, the Owens Valley is north-south direction. It's not. The Owens Valley is southeast northwest, approximately. So you launch into this wind. There's a big bowl here. Here. You launch into this bowl here, and the first turmoil, what you start with, is the spine here is rocky, far here, and have a big dike. It's a big rock. This is, yeah, here just following here on this, over the spine. Okay. Don't go behind the spine here. That's what they call a cottonwood valley. It's a deep valley, and if you're going here on this side, you're not able to come back to the windy side. The wind coming up like this, here. Okay, this one is about, I don't know, 5,000 feet ditch there. It's, well, if you're stuck here, you cannot not able to come back. You have to, yeah. You have to fly out to Olancha area somewhere down there and land. So don't do it. So you're very, very low here. You take off and it fly over it and catch a turmoil here. The turmoil, a lot of times, is not drifting at all. The turmoil is just go up straight like a smoke. Once you get higher, a turmoil start to tilting back to the high mountain and get closer to the high mountain and just follow the mountain side and climb. That's the number one thing, to climb out from this bowl, and this bowl here. Once you climb out, you can see you reach Wanuga Peak, and first turmoil, your job is find out how high is the turmoil goes. Sometimes first turmoil, you're not able to reach the peak. They have an inversion layer there, or the turmoil is not developed yet. You're gonna stuck halfway up to the peak. If it's disappear, just come back again and fly this ridge here. All right? A lot of people start to do this. They go out here and they don't find anything, and they come back here and start to fly here above the road. It's a dead zone. There's nothing there, believe me. From here, you go down to the landing zone straight. It's nothing there. A lot of times, people find little turmoils here on the ridge above the switchback, and they start climbing and go up and down, and have a couple of minutes, hang out, and go out to land. I made a lot of creek cracks here. Okay, so first turmoil, searching for a turmoil and find out how far it goes. If it goes above the peak, the Wanuga Peak, go how high you can. Doesn't matter what the Murillo shows, 200, 300, 500, just keep going with it all the way to the top. The average altitude there is between 13 and 14,000 feet. This is about average on a normal day. It's not a high altitude. You have a big numbers saying that the landing zone is 4,000 feet, and we are 9 on the launch, 5,000 vertical, and above it, if you are 14,000 feet, you're not 5,000 feet from the peaks. So it's not, when we're talking about it's a big number, but the reality when you're there, it's nothing. Yeah? So once you topped out, turn north and fly, follow the ridge on the left side and aiming to a Lone Pine Peak. Lone Pine Peak, between the Lone Pine Peak and the Wanuga Peak have two mountain peaks. either one you can try to find a thermal. The best thermals on the Lone Pine Peak, where is that big rock face, if you guys up there, it's almost 4,000 feet rock face there. It's in the sun, it's facing south, they have a thermals. Now, how you find the thermals? Here is this old picture, it's from 93 or whatever, where this Jay threw the chute. He threw the chute up here on the top of the mountain, and he landed up there. The top. That's a rescue.
Sierra side, right?
Yeah, it's a rescue. It's Onion Valley. But I just want to show how you find out where is the thermal. So you high at the south is here, and you fly in this direction. You see here this high peaks. The thermals, they're sitting in the chutes here, there. What is your job is go into these bowls. There's a snow there on this picture, but always that's in the bowl. The thermals have a tendency like go into the bowl and go on the what is the angle of the sun. Sometimes not in the center of it, but if the sun reach here or reach there, this is the spot when you're going to find the thermal. So you go, you want to hold it or...
So that's the trigger. That's the release.
Yeah, I said, but what I want to say. If you look at the mountains, you look from the south to north, and that's what you're going to see when you start to fly north. The high peaks here, up to each other, they're lining up. Those peaks on Lone Pine area, 14.2, 14.3, Whitney is 14.5 something. But not the point is, we don't soar the peaks. Forget the peaks, it's a nice view, but they're useless. Okay. All around on the Sierras, it's dropping down to the valley direction and have the shoulder here, okay? And it's dropped down to the valley. This is Lone Pine down there. So when you high up, you aiming to the top end of the shoulder of the Sierras. You aim to it. You don't have to underground. You fly above it, it's fine. But if you're getting low and you need thermal, you stop there. And the spines on the shoulder of the Sierra, those chutes, they're here. What you see there on the picture, those V-shapes, on the summertime, no snow in it, is a rock avalanches. You can see the lines. I'm going to show you another picture of it. So you fly here, and you need a thermal. You don't try to soar this. You go into the shoulders and the spines. On the spine, the lines, you're thermaling above it here. Here, if you don't find anything here, go to the next one. If you're out here and you're still high here, turn back and searching for this area for thermals. That's the safest way to go, to searching thermals. Don't try to, I don't find nothing here, and I'm getting low, I need a thermal. Don't panic. You have to go out, just like here. You go out and searching a thermal here on the shoulder of a kegel, and the kegel dropping down to nothing, yeah? The same thing, it's just bigger. It's much bigger. All right, so you got a thermal here, you're thermaling up, you can go higher, you can, and keep going to the next spine. So that's the safest way and probably the fastest way to go. Because a lot of people go into here, and that's on the high peaks, and usually around the high peak area is no thermal there. The wind goes around the peaks, and it's not stocking into the side of the mountain, and it's no compression zone there. The thermal's leaning against the rocks and standing on verticals, almost no drift here. And the wind is light. Go up on the high mountains, always windy, and the thermals break up. No, the thermals here, they really thermals. It's not like here you start to climbing, let's say, a volcano, and they start to accelerate, and looks like it's, oh, may I make a hole in the sky, and suddenly above the ridge, it's disappear. Now, this ones, they real thermals. They build together, well, developed on this altitude. This around 12, 13,000 feet, and smooth usually in the morning hours. And yeah, that's wide and very comfortable. Don't listen to the warrior, forget it, oh man, 1,000 feet. Don't, just enjoy it and control the glider. And don't come with numbers, oh, I had 1,200 up. So what? Nobody care. If you want to fly 100 miles, nobody care how high you go, how far you go. This is the goal if you want to go cross country. If you're 10 feet from the ground and make 100 miles, it's fine, yeah? Nobody care how high you are. So, this, another, if you want to look at the warrior, don't look at the needles, the screen. Look at your averager. The averager is a real climb, right? It's not a warrior, just, 1,200, and picking up for 1,800, whatever. Sometimes good thermals out there, your warrior turn black, even you don't know how fast you go. Control the glider. This is more important than look at the warrior. What is your goal on these thermals? All right, so you're going one peak to another, one shoulder to another. Have about 4 or 5 of these shoulders between Lone Pine Peak and to Onion Valley. Now here comes the Onion Valley story, what everybody talking about at Onion Valley is horrible, blah, blah. It's not horrible, just get up high before Onion Valley. They call the Independence Peak. Get up high on this shoulder. This is the last shoulder on this section. Get up high there, high as possible, and go over the Onion Valley. If you decide low, I did it. I was stupid. I was hurry and racing. Actually, on the picture, what we saw there, this is an Onion Valley, and he flipped over there. He was next to me. I don't know what happened with him. I have to come in to land and rescue him. Actually, I end over the helicopter picked him up, so. And this was a rescue team on the picture. They bring out this equipment and tables and maps and things, and they make coffee, and they're sitting there. I made it, get the rig on, and they go hike up to the no. One of the guy was peg leg.
Oh my God.
You imagine there's a mountain rescue. Yeah.
You're making this up.
Ask Cindy. She was there. She was a driver for us. Okay, so let's keep going.
Yeah.
So once you pick up this rhythm, climbing over the spine, gliding next to it, climb, glide. It's very easy, simple. Don't complicate. Don't, only your job is climb out, and on the right side, the valley down there, and navigate. I see navigation points. What you have a map with you, or you have your warrior and the waypoints and things. Just recognize where you are all the time. Because the place is big, and once you give somebody a wrong coordinates, they're not going to find you. Even looks like this valley and the mountains is, a valley is small. Oh, I can see this, I can see that. But those points, those towns, they fit between 20 miles from each other, and they looks like just about 5 miles from each other. So, yeah. So, navigate, always know where you are. On this map, they have the line what they fly, and that's an old one, it's 30 years old things. But with your modern equipments, you can really figure out. Now, if you get low, somewhere here on the end of the spine, you don't find anything, leave the mountain. Don't wait too long. Because here on this area here, they call alluvial fan, which is full with boulders, and you don't want to be there. So I have one picture, somebody coming to land here, somebody coming to land here in the field, and you see rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
They could
This
land on
one-
that perfectly good road.
Yeah, on the road. So it's not.
Oh, well, this is a good place compared to a lot of others.
Yes. So this area here, before you reaching the 395, can be from here to this point to there, 3, 4, sometimes 5 miles.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate. I recommend high is our launch, 9,000 feet. 9,000 feet leave the mountain. 9,000 feet is enough place to go 3, 4 miles out there, easy. You can reach the 395. The east side of the 395 is open for landing, is no rocks there. But the west side, closer to the mountains, all these giant boulders everywhere. All right, so it's you, at least you,
Too long.
yeah, don't wait too long. If you leave the mountain, it's not means the flight is over. Out in the valley, if you, let's say, you are made it to Independence area, out in the valley during this time when you launch and got the spot, valley developing some thermals. The thermals not high on the valley, they're much lower than in the mountains, but often find them and keep going with them. Now, what is the valley thermal? The valley thermal is different than the mountains because they are in the open air and go with the wind. Okay, here that's leaning against the mountain and is following the slope and stuck there. The thermal is more vertical. You are in the open air, let's say have 5 or 8 mile wind, you have to go with it. You're not thermaling like this in the valley. You feel the wind push and you have to go with it. You're losing the thermal out there. You have to go downwind so far away. You said, oh, I lost. And suddenly you go 5, 10 seconds and suddenly the thermal is dead. I said, what is doing here? It was there earlier. No, it's you. You're losing it. You're not tracking it right.
You're not drifting with it.
Yes, yeah. So we had here a first timer in the Owens Valley, this guy. He never saw the Sierras. Marcos, you remember? He left the mountain here early after lunch, went down to the valley, and he drifted the valley 75 miles and never been over 10,000 feet. So it's not over yet if you leave the mountain. It's just more predictable here and higher. No, okay, now we're talking about Owens Valley, you're not here. Owens Valley, Onion Valley, I mean say. The Onion Valley, a last shoulder as an Independence, and behind this spine is a big valley, deep valley they call Onion Valley, and this is the lowest parts of the high Sierras. The Onion Valley top on the floor there on the pass is 10,000 feet. So this one is 14,000, 13,000 feet. The floor on the valley is going through to Fresno, and both sides have a paved road, but then they never connected. So this place is the best news, because if you get low there, from the west side, the wind gushing through on it. The mountain is not holding back the westerly wind, and the valley is open, and you're stuck there. It just feels like you are in the waterfall. You're going like this, like here when there's somebody flying from the north wind and coming through on the gap and doing this. Not fun.
No.
And that's usually open. I mean, the flight is open. They push you out to Independence and you fly somewhere out there. So what is the technique here? Get high low, get high before the valley, and cross high as possible this valley. It's not very wide section, maybe 1.5 miles or maybe 2, I don't know. But stay high above. This high goes into the Owens Valley. Tracy is a sled ride. So after you cross the Onion Valley, they have this like a bowl there, and a mountain is sticking out almost to the 395. So this bowl is the best parts of the flight for me. This was a wind coming from the south to it. It's a big bowl, a 395 there, all for fields there, landing zone everywhere. It's an agricultural place. Watch out the equipment. Sometimes they have pipes and tubes and whatever. But you can fly on the edge of it, land on the edge of it. So this place you're gonna climb out and very high, and you relax and look north and ready for crossing the valley to the white side, the white mountain side. The crossing point is the place called Tinnemaha, which is if you high there, you look to the north. It's a not high mountain. It's only 12.8 or something like that, but it's black. It's totally black. It's a volcanic, and there's only one volcanic peak there, and you can see it on the distance. This is Tinnemaha. Go to there. You can thermaling between and whatever you want to do. Get higher and higher. Get ready for the crossing the valley. Tinnemaha, black mountain, lower than the back. Behind Tinnemaha, the high Sierras is keep going. High mountains there have names for it. I don't know, Colosseum, fancy names. Split Mountain and Birch Mountain and.
Is Birch after?
Birch is after, yeah.
Because sometimes people cross from there, right?
Yes, yeah. I usually I go to Tinnemaha and try to get high there. No, so this is progress very fast. It's not a slow move. From Onion Valley, you can be on the Tinnemaha 45 minutes, easy. It's just thermal up good and just keep going and going. And no, Tinnemaha, you have to stop there for gain altitude how much you can. It doesn't matter what the climb rate, doesn't matter, just get high. Just thermal with it. All the way when you feel like the thermal falling apart, you reach the top of the inversion layer and it start to get bumpy and crazy, and sometimes it start to pushing you into the valley direction. This is the time to leave the mountain and fly across the valley to Black Mountain. I hope you guys make it this part, but if you think out there on Tinnemaha, it's a lot of places. Just go out next to the 395, a lot of places out there. One section south from it, they call the rest area on the 395, have a what they call it, basalt, volcanic rocks there. It's a big field. You're gonna see it is black. Don't land on it. It's a horrible place to be. But if you cross the 395 on the east side, it's just sagebrush everywhere and flat. All right, so this is the way to go to this spot. Thermaling here on these places. There's a lot of times people telling you, oh, hold the down tube and or the base tube and just but the place is not let you do this. You have to hold down tube or base tube steady, because you never know when some gust or thermal gust come in and toss you out from the thermal. So your goal is steady speed and steady bank angle. The bank angle don't need to be high bank angle, around 25-30 degrees bank angle, and slow down to close to a trim speed. Your glider, let's say, is trimmed about 20 miles from there, and you fly about around 20, let's say just in trim speed. It's comfortable position, and you just steady bank angle, and don't let the thermal push you out from it. You can make corrections if you feel like you're not in the core or something. Just small corrections. Don't be like, do this. It doesn't work there. Small corrections, and just keep going with it and stay with it, and that's how you progress fast. If you start to pushing and pulling, you're gonna lose the thermal. And next to the thermals, there's very heavy sink right there. You go out from the thermal. The best way to leave the thermal, when you're done thermaling, the best way to leave, level out a little bit and pull in and speed up, and now you're shooting out the direction to the sink, and you're cutting fast to it. Pull in and cut as fast as possible, leave the sink area. This is the best way to go. All right, so we keep going, or you guys okay with this?
I think she's landed already.
Oh yeah, all right. Okay, so we land. What you have to do on the landing, how you figure out the wind direction on the landing. Owens really have,
Well, I have a streamer I can draw.
you
if I
can,
need to.
yeah, you can.
But we're also going to put streamers the day before.
Yeah, but if you go cross country, nobody gonna be there. All right, so you are on your own, and you cannot blame nobody if you don't find out which way the winds blows. Normally on our flying days, the wind on the valley on the mid-afternoon and middays is coming from the south. And you go out to the flats, they have steady wind there. How you figure out? You go over the landing zone, pick a landing zone, go over it. If it's not much wind, make 360s and look down which way you're drifting. Make 3-4 of them. Just watch. If you're moving this direction, that's where you come into land. It won't have any mark there for streamer. If you're not lucky, you're lucky, your driver is there.
With a polo.
Pull up the steamer.
Or your Vario tells you.
Yeah, well, you can, yeah, sure. So you land, don't wait too long. Take up your harness, pull away, and start to break down the glider. Of course, you connect with your driver, with another pilot, connect, give them information where you are, and break down as soon as possible. Because you never know when you are on the ground and you wait too long, which way a wind start to blowing. Sometimes have gusty winds on the late afternoon, the wind pick up any direction. I have 3 wind direction chances. One of them is the south, north-south wind coming from the south. There's a more often. Or later on the afternoon, a wind coming through on the tops of the mountain coming from the west. We're going to see this, but a lot of times it's pushing you in direction to the valley. Or if you far up north at Bishop area, the wind coming from the west, from Mammoth, or Black Mountain area, the wind can come in through on the West Guard Pass from the east. So have different, depends where you are. If you're closer to the launch in the valley, you probably have a south wind. Okay, so what else I want to go? Pack up your glider, fold up. If you are next to the road, stay with the glider and connect with your driver. If you farther out from the road, break down the glider, leave it there, but make a mark on it on your phone, the coordinates, or walk out to the road and make a monument on the road, little rocks or something. So if you walk around, find your glider. A lot of times, because if you land between somewhere or nowhere on the big landing zone, probably I have a sagebrush about this high. And you put the glider down there, you're not going to find it. And everything is same. All around, you look in this mile, this mile. We have to line up on this big landing zone and find the glider because you just don't do anything about. So,
A couple have been left there.
yeah. Yeah, that's important to save your equipment. Sometimes the drivers will not find you. Let's say you land somewhere and I don't have a radio contact or cell phone. Oh, I'm gonna go up on this hill and maybe I have a better contact with the driver. And you leave your glider there and it's just plop, they don't find it. And it's, yeah. Now, if somebody leave you out there and you have to spend the night out there some reason, you can use 2 things for protect yourself. Put your harness on and slip in the harness. If it's needed, you can open your parachute and cover yourself with the chute and put the up inside of the glider next to you, so have some protection in this case. And they come in the morning and pick you up maybe. I don't know, he was next to me. I was here and say, hey, Jay, come in. and the terminal is here, and I turn around, and suddenly I just heard on the radio his throw the chute, and he landed up on the top. Yeah, he like this, and
over and fell into it.
yeah. So this is the place. This is the place when this
That's
happened.
Jay. That in the
Yeah, he lived here. So he landed here on this spine on the. Yeah, over 12 tons. A helicopter came and took him. It was not a big deal. Just went to the hospital and taped him up and sent him home. I bring that home. But a couple of guys, Joey Fresquez and Candle, and they went up and they bring down his instrument and shoots and things like this. And the glider is still up there.
Okay.
One more thing, let me, a weather. A weather, this is the Sierras, and this is Lone Pine here, and the 395 goes through here. We're flying in this rain gutter, it's a giant rain gutter here, and we're flying here on the Sierra side, somewhere here. Depends on the weather. A wind usually on the summertime, on the afternoon, coming through on the Sierras. Down here is Fresno. The west side of the Sierras is very slow grade, it's not steep. And coming through here, the cold air coming over the top of the mountain and start to falling down and creating a downwind side, creating a rotor. You don't have a business to do anything there. Once a wind start to pushing you away from the mountain, don't fight with it. You're gonna find out. You're flying north straight, and suddenly a glider just water veining into the mountain. You're gonna see the Sierras in front of you, pointing this direction automatically. You know, I don't want to see that. You want to go this way, and the glider just want to do this. This means a wind coming through on the top. It's a cold air. Actually, you're going to feel it. A lot of times, smoke in it or smog in it. You can smell it. Smell, yeah. Yeah. You don't have it. Immediately turn away and come out to the center of it. You can run through on another side. This mountain here, they call the Inos. The Inos, they're not high. They're 9, 10, 11,000 a peak max. But if you run away from the westerly, here, you're still safe. You can keep going with it if you survive the downwind here. So don't be in the rotor here. Barely going to make it out to, let's say, Independence or the 395. It's very dangerous. So what you do, what is the smartest thing to do? We're talking about launch early, 10:30, 11 o'clock, progress fast, past the Onion Valley, go up to the Tinnamaha and cross, leave the mountain, because around 1:30, sometimes 2 o'clock, the wind coming through on the west, cool air, and it's pushed you down into the ground. You have to be on another side of the valley, on the I would call the white side, the white mountain side of it. So if you not make a true land somewhere on the valley, usually it's not coming down to the ground level. There's downwind, it stops somewhere here. Sometimes coming down, running down like a freight train and pushing through on the old valley and start rising on the center of it. It's like converging there. The south wind and the westerly is converging. A lot of times people climbing out with it, but it's not very often happen. The better place to be is if you are on the ground this time. So get ready. If you are in the air around 1:30, leave the mountain. If you feel something weird, start to glider turn into the mountain, or start to get turbulence ruddy, leave the mountain. Or another thing, one more thing. If you are out in the Owens in the morning, you wake up and you see clouds. I just made it like this. Over the clouds, over the top, little saucer-shaped clouds. This means high wind coming from the backside of the mountain, and these clouds, they're not moving. They stay on the top of the mountain. The front section of it, the upwind side of it, the clouds growing, the backside is disappeared, but the clouds stay on the same spot. They're forming only where a wind is minimum 40 miles per hour. Okay, so it's already rotor here on this spot. So in the morning you see clouds lining up over the peaks, and yep, just go hiking, whatever, you forget the flying. The oxygen is very weird. I don't know where is my picture. It's very weird thing. Oxygen is everybody different. The oxygen do two things for you. One, breathing better, make a better decisions, you not get crazy. And another one is keep you warm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's about it. To keep you warm, you don't need a million things on you.
That sounds very good.
And keep your head open. I
I
mean,
just remember being so cold.
yeah, your mind. If you have oxygen, probably you don't feel this cold. I flew oxygens when I was on the competitions. Competition is a good idea to have oxygen because you have to be, okay. So this was Thursday, I think was Thursday. No, what I want to point out, look at this, just one mountain. It's up in Bishop, and you can see the balls when it's the thermals.
Yeah.
So if you come in here, you stop on those thermal balls there.
Yeah, where it's sunnier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice picture.
Yeah. Okay. So here is the shoulder. You look down to the shoulder here. The south is here. You're flying to the north. And here is those balls what you saw on the picture. Sometimes the sun in come in here. Sometimes come in here. Kind of depends. So most of you look at the sun and look into the ball. The thermal can be here, can be on the center of it. But you fly over it, and you're going to find the best spot. You're going to find the thermal. It's simple. You don't need to complicate the whole thing. You just do this and keep going.
It's not a lot of it's knowing when to quit.
Yeah.
Just get out.
I have so much flights there. I got bored of it because it's repeating again and again. A lot of people just don't get it. Just do this simple. Just fly over the shoulder, go into the bowl, and the thermal is going to be there. If it's not there, go out and land. It's simple. Don't get low, safe. Those boulders, it's just crazy. Yeah. So just into bowls. South face, south wind, sun is on the south, everything is concentrating on those balls, everything. No. I never even close to it, but I saw a lot of people. The most dangerous parts of the Owens Valley is second week of July. The longest daylight in June, and about 2-3 weeks later, the max energy come into those rocks. And this is the day. I don't go there in June. I've been there. It's not comfortable. I saw people next to me here and there, Tombo Fixo. But
Overdeveloped sometimes.
yeah, the overdeveloped, you can see it. And you start to see, if you have a cloudy day, beautiful. Some days the Owens, like last year we are up there, beautiful cloud streets and they're just gorgeous and see. If you fly under clouds, you see that through the sun, you can see it. Don't worry about it. You go into it, the clouds is a couple of 100 feet thick, and it's not going to eat you up. You can fly into it. It's like you fly into the fog. You come out. Only one thing. you're gonna be disoriented, and you don't know which way you came from and which way you wanna go.
Little compass on it down too.
Well, compass is spinning. spinning. So, yeah, if you want to fly into the clouds, you need a gyro. And if you want to have a gyro, you can go into it. If you see the clouds, and the sun through on the clouds, you say, don't worry about it. When you don't see it, and it start to get darker and black and getting bigger, you can look, look down on the ground and see the shadow of the clouds. How big is?
Freeze, your tears start freezing.
Yes,
For sure.
it's good. Okay, so here is the cloud above you. It's a little bit towery clouds. You go under it. When you look up and you see the edge of the clouds about 45 degrees angle, don't panic. Just fly out to the edge. So here, if you see 45 minutes angle, start to fly. You thermaling here, and Vario pegging out, and you're climbing really smooth. Start to drifting out to the edge. So don't get into the tall clouds. What you see in these clouds, under the what's the danger is? And they call the cloud suck. It's not as the cloud suck is very simple thing. When is the water vapor condensing, there's a condensation level here, releasing some heat. They call a latent heat. It's under it here. It's, the water vapor turned from not visible to visible like a cloud, releasing some heat, a latent heat. So this heat is add to the thermal strength, and this suck you in. This is the cloud suck. It's very, it's here on this area, very close. That's why you have to run out to the edge. You don't have to run away for the clouds. Just go to the edge. You can reach the cloud base there and keep going. But don't stay under the center of it.
And you're talking about look at the shadow also.
Look at the shadow, how big is
How big is the
the cloud. And also it's good for you to look at the next cloud shadow there, and you can see, oh, I have another, because once you're close to it, you don't see another cloud. So you get close to the cloud, go out to the side, you can see the shadow of the next cloud. Okay, this is the way I'm going, and it go. No. Navigation-wise, the shadows, they're not a good friend for you, because a lot of times you navigate through on the map, and you look up and looking for the spot what you navigate, and it's in the shadow and you don't see it. All towns, all villages, all objects on the ground disappear. It's in the shadow somewhere. You have to look very good to find again the spot. All right, so let's say, I don't know, Big Pine is on the horizon out there, and you are in the top 13,000 feet. And oh yeah, Big Pine is there, and suddenly disappear. The shadow goes over it, and you, where is it? You know, you don't see it. So keep eye on the shadows. All right, that's all.
Thank you, Joe.
I hope you guys okay with it. If you have any question, let me know.